Hello friend, Terraria 1.4 Journey's End has been out for more than 2 months now. The update brought lots of new things, but also many heartbreaking nerfs to the things that we once loved. Well, that's why I'm here to bring you 5 tips for Journey's End, to make your Terraria journey much smoother. I'm Zuzucorn and I aim to entertain you, encourage you, and offer you a place to call home. So subscribe now and join the Zuzucorn family. The very first tip targets the Reaver shark nerf, and it might be obvious for veterans. In Terraria 1.3, the Reaver shark was an overpowered pickaxe that could be fished from the ocean right at the beginning of the game. All you needed was a reinforced fishing pole and enchanted nightcrawlers for a 1% chance of fishing up the Reaver shark. You might be thinking, 1% is crazy low, is it even worth it? Well, previously the Reaver shark could mine all the way to the first tier of hard mode ore, which is cobalt or palladium. If you could get your hands on one, you could skip every pre-hard mode pickaxe. You could skip right to mining hellstone to obtain the molten armor and weapons, without even defeating a single boss. This makes the nightmare pickaxe basically irrelevant. The Reaver shark was amazing and was loved by many who wanted to skip pickaxe progression. In Terraria 1.4, the beloved Reaver shark has been nerfed to the ground. With no changes to the odds of fishing one up, its mining power has been reduced drastically. It can now only mine up to demonite or crimtane, which is about the same as a gold pickaxe. Not only does this force you to get the nightmare pickaxe, it also makes this rare fish pickaxe virtually useless, apart from the novelty of swinging a shark around of course. Not only did this remove alternate progression, it also led to a problem for newer players who had trouble beating the Eater of Worlds or the Brain of Cthulhu. Without the option for a skip, and being unable to obtain hellstone, they couldn't get better armor or weapons to make the fight easier. Of course, these newer players could always get good at the game, but offering no alternate progression still sucks. This is especially so for summoners, who can't skip to the imp staff as easily. Well, the first tip for Journey's End is that you don't have to defeat the Eater of Worlds or the Brain of Cthulhu to get the Nightmare Pickaxe. The pickaxe only requires 6 shadow scales or 6 tissue samples, which can be obtained from each segment of the Eater of Worlds, or the creepers from the brain. This means that even if you can't defeat the boss entirely, you can scrape together enough fragments to get the Nightmare Pickaxe and mine hellstone, which will make the fight much easier with your molten armor and weapons. This tip might be pretty obvious, but there are actually some people out there who don't know this, so if you knew it already, then give yourself a pat on the back. The next tip is for the Martian Saucer. Before Terraria 1.4, the saucer was easily defeated by hiding in a box and using a weapon like the Daedalus Stormbow or the Meteor Staff, which could damage the saucer while you're safe in the box. In Journey's End, the saucer's lasers now pass through any block that come between you and the saucer. Because of this new change, you can't cheese it as easily as before. It might seem like there's no other choice than to fight it head on now, but actually you can still cheese it, although it does take a little more skill. Because the box setup still protects you from every other saucer attack, other than the laser, you can still use shelter to keep you safe. All you have to do now is deal with the laser, which fortunately for us, is simple enough with a long corridor. So the second tip here, just cheese the saucer using a corridor and shelter. In the first phase, the laser always comes after the missiles, and the saucer will always fly to the opposite side of you and begin the laser from there. All you have to do is walk along the corridor to avoid it. Even in the second phase, which is only in Expert and Master mode now, you can simply avoid the laser by dashing left and right, like so. If you need more info and want to learn more about other methods to defeat the saucer, such as using teleporters, you can check out this video here, link in the description below. The next tip is more for quality of life and convenience. If you can, craft the all-new Void Bag, which makes your exploration so much easier. The Void Bag is an extra inventory crafted with jungle spores, bones, and shadow scales or tissue samples. It can be crafted at a demon or crimson altar, and it's like a piggy bank, but even better. First of all, you don't even need to place it down to use it. If you have the Void Bag in your inventory, you can still pick up new things even when you're full. Any extra loot picked up by the Void Bag will have purple words and can be accessed using the bag to summon the Void storage. Or you could use a Void Vault, which is just an access point that you can place down. Why this item is so great is because it literally expands your backpack, and you won't have to go through the trouble of sorting your items into a piggy bank or a money trough. So craft one. It's easy to craft and really makes long spelunking sessions more bearable. It's an amazing quality of life update. Tip number 4 is for the all-new Dreadnautilus enemy. Did you know that you can simply cheese this enemy by standing in a box and stacking yourself with defense and regeneration? The Dreadnautilus is a rare enemy summoned by fishing during a blood moon. However, it's so uncommon that you'd be lucky to find more than 2 per blood moon. Using sonar potions to fish up only the Dreadnautilus helps, but it's so rare and so tough that cheesing it is probably the way to go. By standing still in a box and boosting your regeneration with honey, campfires and heart lanterns, along with damage reduction like endurance or iron skin potions, you can easily defeat the Dreadnautilus using a Daedalus Stormbow or summons. But be careful though, fishing up the blood eel probably isn't a good idea when you're stuck in a box, so just beware of that. You'll be pretty safe from the Hemogoblin Shark though, so that's cool. The Dreadnautilus drops the Sanguine Staff, which is one of the best summons out there. It has huge range and is so reliable that it's one of the best choices against the Empress of Light, especially in the daytime for the Terra Prisma. If you're playing as a squishy summoner, this box method will help you get your hands on a Sanguine Staff easily. If you need more info, feel free to check out this video here for a more detailed guide. The last and final tip I have for Journey's End for now is with regards to the all-new luck mechanic. In Journey's End, luck is actually part of the game now, and having higher luck boosts your damage output by a small amount, and also gives you a slightly higher drop rate of items. There are many different aspects of luck, but the one I want to touch specifically is torch luck. By placing the right type of torches in the right biome, you can easily acquire some amounts of luck, which is always great. So the last tip I have for you is to do the Torch God event ASAP, which gives you auto biome torch placement. The Torch God is a new event in Terraria 1.4, which is summoned by placing about 100 torches underground. After surviving the event, you acquire the Torch God's Favor, which gives you the ability to automatically place biome torches. With this, any normal torch you place becomes the right torch for that biome. When you're farming for an Ankh Shield component for example, just place down a few biome torches to boost the drop rate by a small amount. Same for a boss fight, just place a few torches down to boost total damage output by a small amount. The cool thing is, the placed torches will stay in their new form permanently. Normal torches that become corrupt torches for example, will be collected as so when you decide to mine them up. This is actually a great way to farm bone torches, which is only sold by the skeleton merchant. Torches placed in a dungeon become bone torches, which boost luck in all biomes. So placing tons in the dungeon and mining them back will give you lots of bone torches, which I honestly think are one of the best looking torches out there. With the Torch God's Favor, you won't ever need to worry about torch luck ever again, and can always place the right biome torch, even in the mixed hybrid biomes. I cover how to beat the event pretty easily here, so check that out if you want. To finish off, here's a bonus tip. I mean, I don't think this counts as a tip, but did you know that you can change the Terraria soundtrack? If you create a world with the seed 05162020, you actually create the Drunk World. By talking to the PartyGo NPC there, you can swap the Terraria BGM with the Terraria Otherworld BGM, which is honestly an awesome soundtrack. Just listen to it a little. This is great for switching things up and listening to alternate BGMs, just to make your playthroughs feel fresher and more interesting. It's a pretty banger soundtrack, so yeah, give it a shot sometime. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon too, for more Terraria guides and coverage. This has been Zuzucorn Games. Have a nice day and have a great week ahead. Bye bye!